Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung Tab Active, and today I'll show you how you can enable and also set up your Do Not Disturb mode. Started, we will pull down our notifications by swiping down from the top of our screen. And you want to swipe down once again on this panel right here, and this will extend the list of toggles that are visible down here. Now we're looking for the Do Not Disturb toggle, which it doesn't look like it's visible on the first page, so I'm gonna swipe to the left, and this will show me a second page. There's also a third page, but it looks like the toggle is on a second page right over here. Once you see it, if you're doing this the first time, and judging by the fact you're watching this video, you most likely are, you want to hold this toggle. This will quickly take you to the settings, where you can customize how it will actually function when you enable it. Now, I'm gonna go over a couple of the options right here, not all of them, just the more important ones. So starting off, we have for how long. This defines what will happen when you press on the toggle right over here. Now by default, it gets enabled and it will stay on till you tap on it again. Oops, let's go back. You tap on it again to turn it off. Now this option is very handy for people that would tend to forget to turn it off. It gives you two additional options. Technically one additional, but we have the default one until you turn it off. Then we have for specific time. So by default it's 1 hour, but you can add hours. If you choose this one, it will enable it for a specified amount of hours that is selected right now. So as an example, if I would select OK, I would always be turning it on for 4 hours. I can change that later on in the settings, but whenever I would be tapping on a toggle, I wouldn't have any option to change it. I would need to navigate back into the settings. But we also have this option right here, Ask Every Time, which will give me the choice of selecting one of those two first options every time I tap on the toggle. And just to demonstrate this, as you can see, it brings it up, and I can choose a specific amount of hours. So there we go. Now I personally like to select it to timed one and select it to be something along 4 hours, which will be long enough to cover whatever I needed this mode for, plus a little bit time extra. And after that time, if I forget about it, the mode will turn off automatically. But obviously I can turn it off myself by tapping on a toggle once again, assuming I remembered. Now, moving down, we have schedule. There is one pre-made called Sleeping, and it starts at 10 p.m. and ends at 7 a.m. and runs every single day. By default, it will be turned off. So if you want to enable it, you just toggle the switch right here, and it will then from now on start to turn on at 10 p.m. and end at 7 a.m. every single day. Additionally, you can create your own new schedules. So name it whatever you want. Okay, I guess select keyboard. Anyway, name it whatever you want. Then select the days of the week. By default, they will all be selected. So if you don't want it to run all week long, you would deselect some of them. So for instance, I deselected Saturday and Sunday, meaning that the mode will now be running from Monday through Friday. And then we have timer. So start time, let's make it something like a work one. So we're gonna start at 8 a.m. as an example, and end at, I just select 5. You know, that's a 24-hour clock, so we're gonna go, let's make it 4. So from 8 to 4, and now we can save it. As you can see, it gets added. Now when you create a new one, it automatically will become enabled. So if you don't want it right away enabled, as in turned on here, you might want to toggle that thing off. And additionally, right now it's the time that this mode will be running, so it will also automatically turn it on, which you can see right here. And just to display this, if I toggle it off, you can see that it's now off. It also gets toggled on in here, as you can see. Oops. Now, last thing that I wanted to show is the calls and messages. Here you can select who will be able to call you and message you during the Do Not Disturb mode. So this is just basically exclusion, allows you to select exclusion for people. Now, under calls and messages, you have everyone, contacts, favorite contacts, or no one. Additionally, calls has this option right here for repeated callers. So if someone calls you twice within a 15-minute period, they will bypass whatever you have selected right here under calls. So by default, if you select that no one should be able to call you, as long as they meet this requirement, this will be ignored and the call will go through. So there we go. Those are all the worth mentioning settings. And like I mentioned before, whenever you want to enable your Do Not Disturb mode, find it, tap on it, and you're good to go. Now, with that being said, if you found this very helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.